Today I'm going to share with you my new design, the Poppy Scarf. Hi, I'm Rosanna from Moara Crochet, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing a really special design which I have been working on for the past few months in a collaboration with a beautiful yarn shop from Germany who very kindly gifted me this yarn to share my new pattern. Now the yarn shop I am talking about is Woolen and Twine, and Eula is the most amazing female small brand. She creates the most beautiful plastic free yarns, and this is one of her new special yarns that she just released, an all female mill, and the yarn is special. It's not your everyday yarn. It's very rustic, but not too rustic. As some of you know, I have eczema and I can't handle fibers which are very rough, but it's just that in between. It's got a little bit of a halo, and here's a little close-up of the yarn, and I'll talk a little bit more. So first, let's go on to the inspiration. This scarf design came to me over 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was back in my home country, back in England, and I was walking through the fields at the end of summer, and the sun was just setting, and you know when you go through that golden hour and everything is beautiful, it's special, and through the wild flowers, or through the wild grasses, you could see some poppy stalks, and these are the stalks at the end of summer when the poppies have already bloomed, and you had this beautiful dried skeletal form of a poppy, well, a poppy bud, and inside it you can rattle it and you hear all the little seeds, and I absolutely love this memory, and the design stayed in my head. So it wasn't long before I thought, how can I turn that into crochet? And I messed about for a little while trying to work out the stitches, and eventually I came up and designed this stitch. Now this stitch does stand nice and proud. It's got that little detail but not too much. So you've got that skeletal form just like you would with a natural poppy stalk, and at the top I've got a little 3D little bud at the top where you would have that little closing. So that was the inspiration, and last year I released my first cable crochet scarf, which was a cow parsley, and that's something I love, and it's a big rectangular square, and when the autumn and winter comes, I run for that scarf because it's one of those you can just put on as a blanket and it keeps you warm. Now also last year I released another one with a cable crochet, which was Fields of Gold, which I did in collaboration with Hobby, and this pattern is free, so I'm going to give you a link just here, and I'll leave a link down below for both of those scarves. And again, I was playing with cable crochet. Now when I made that pattern, I made a very big rectangular half square, so it's equal on both sides, and it was a beautiful scarf and became a beautiful blanket. But this time I wanted to play around with the sizing, so I wanted a scarf I could wrap around me a few times without having such a huge triangle coming down. So I've tweaked the design, and this scarf is much longer and thinner from the point to the center, and it works really well for that transition of late summer to autumn and then late winter to spring. So it's that in between amount of crochet goodness, you know, you're not too much and not too little. It's just perfect for teaming with a jacket or with a jumper. So that was the idea and the inspiration. Now this pattern is not for beginner. As you know, I like to do that one step ahead and push your crochet skills to the next level. this pattern will use more advanced stitches, but don't worry, if you love this scarf or you want to push your skills to the next level, I have created step-by-step tutorials for all the more complex stitches. And if that is a little bit unsure, you can actually click on to those names and it will send you directly to one of my YouTube videos which will explain the stitch in a visual tutorial. Now the materials, like I said, I have used this pure wool yarn from Woolen Twine, and I've used it in her natural colour, which is a mix of a very light grey and a beige. And let's get that in focus. And as you can see, it has a little bit of a halo, and it's extremely beautiful, special yarn. Now I have used 3.5 skeins of this, so in overall you will need about 1600 meters of sports weight yarn. I would class this more as sports weight, maybe a very light DK. And with this I have used a 3mm crochet hook, which I believe corresponds to a size C in the US. Now to the size. So I'm going to show you. Oh, it's very hot today. This is a substantial scarf. So here we have got a 60 centimeter drop, and this is after it has been blocked. And this goes out to 2 meters and 20 centimeters. It is substantial, which means you have got a lot of versatility. Let me just put my book down. You have got a lot of versatility on how you can use this scarf. So I like to frame my scarves as I was showing you before, and I like to frame it so you can see the design. So you can have it over one shoulder, just as me, or you can have it as a full triangle in front of you, and then have the sides coming down as shown, and just bring that detail out so you can see those poppy stems. You can also wrap this around, again, if it's one of those really cold winter days, just tighten it up and you can wrap your scarf round a good few times, and you can have that to keep you extra warm on those really cold winter days. So you have more of a versatility on how you can wear this scarf compared to my previous one, which was the Fields of Gold, which was a bit narrower, so you couldn't do all these wraps. But the other scarf is more blanket. It's more like a big snuggly blanket which you can put on the sofa. So those are the options. As it is such a hot day here in Brazil, I am going to go back to just the ones. So you have quite a few options on how you can use this and how you can style it and how much wool you want to be wrapped in. Let's talk quickly about construction. This scarf is worked back and front, and it's worked from the triangle point and will work out. So there are increases along the sides, and because this is worked back to front with the cable design, there is a clear defined front and the back. So as you can see, here is the front. Now if I turn that round for you, there's the back. It's absolutely plain. So you have two options. So if you want to show your stalks, or if you want to have a minimalistic basic scarf for one day, you have that double option of how you wear your scarf. Okay, so that's everything I'm going to share with you about this scarf. I hope you enjoyed this new design. If you do make it, please tag me on Instagram or send me an email to info@Moara Crochet, and I would love to see your crochet designs. So I'm going to keep this short and sweet, and I will see you in the next crochet video. Bye. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've enjoyed this quick little video. I will leave links down below where you can purchase this pattern on either my Ravelry, my Etsy store, or my own website store. I hope you've enjoyed this. So I'm going to keep this short and sweet, and I will see you in the next crochet video. Bye!